Given the tumultuous state of the economy and job market in 2022, I've done some more research on the most reliable industries and positions for workers of all skill levels. In this video, we're going to look at some of the most reliable jobs you can apply to right now. Hey, and welcome back. My name is Preston, and I'm a professional recruiter here to answer any of your questions regarding recruiting, job hunting, interviews, etc. Real quick announcement. As of the time of the shooting, which is July 2022, in 2 weeks, I will be hosting my first free virtual Q&A where you can ask me questions about recruiting, interviewing, hiring, tech, startups, etc. It'll be an hour max, and we have a form below in the description box to register. Spots are limited, so make sure that if this is something that interests you, you lock in a place as soon as possible. In my last video, I reviewed the fundamentals of job hunting, updating your resume, writing cover letters, and applying to jobs both traditionally and via online job boards. If you're beginning your search for a job, I recommend going back to check out those videos first. But let's say you're prepped and ready to start applying to some positions. Your resume is in good shape, and you have a great cover letter template ready to go. That's awesome. But have you thought about what kind of roles you actually want to apply to? In this video, we're going to look at some of the most reliable jobs you can apply to right now. These positions are especially valuable for one or more of the following reasons. Salaries are higher than average. The industry is experiencing growth. The position offers security. There is room for plenty of advancements. We'll be covering a variety of roles, from entry-level positions to ones requiring a college degree and everything else in between. But before we get started, as always, please consider like, subscribe, click that bell. It would really mean a lot. The pandemic threw a lot of traditionally reliable job markets into complete chaos. The hospitality industry, for example, suffered during the lockdowns since nobody was traveling or going on vacation. On the other hand, the tech industry thrived as folks were stuck at home with little to do. Now, we're seeing the opposite effect happen. As we return to normal, tech companies' growth has ceased and slowed down, with some even having to readjust their hiring plans and lay off employees. Meanwhile, the food and beverage industries are thriving. This effect, along with the looming threat of a potential recession, may make it difficult to find a steady job in a reliable industry. Given the tumultuous state of the economy and job market in 2022, I've done some more research on the most reliable industries and positions for workers of all skill levels. Healthcare. Healthcare is one of the most consistently reliable industries to look for a role in. The demand for it never goes away. We certainly saw proof of that during the pandemic. But if you have the skills and qualifications to work in healthcare, you should consider the industry for its job security. Home healthcare aide. A home healthcare aide travels to their patients' residences in person so they can receive medical care without leaving the comfort of their own home. They perform basic medical tasks and based on the patient's individual needs, such as taking readings or administering medication. Hospice and palliative care is the fastest growing healthcare career, according to careerfitter.com. It had the highest projected hiring volume out of every career they researched. Starting pay is around $30,000. And while this position does require some training, it is a great role for medical students to get experience and use as a springboard into more significant roles. Registered nurse. So becoming a registered nurse is often the first step medical students take on their way to full nurse practitioner. Registered nurses work under a physician and assist them by performing basic tasks like recording a patient's medical history, assessing and observing their current state, and administering treatments prescribed by the doctor. Becoming a registered nurse requires training and associate's or bachelor's degree, depending on your state. You must also apply for a state license as well. Indeed reports that the average salary for a registered nurse is around $84,000 a year. A nurse practitioner. Nurse practitioners are more experienced than registered nurses and have earned a master's degree, allowing them to diagnose ailments, suggest and administer treatments, and even prescribe medications. They perform detailed examinations on patients and create personalized care plans with the help of a doctor or a physician. As one of the most important and common medical roles, nurse practitioners earn an average yearly salary of around $112,000. Technology. So as a technology recruiter myself, I wouldn't be remiss if I didn't mention the industry. Unfortunately, as I mentioned earlier, the technology sphere has been upended by the sudden return to normal following the previous 2 years of the pandemic. Some high-profile companies have begun laying off employees and even adjusting their hiring efforts. But with that said, there will always be a need for technology, and certain roles remain lucrative and secure. If you're interested in a technical role, I recommend reaching out to a recruiter like myself to help locate the best positions for you. Here are a couple of technically inclined roles that would be a safe bet in 2022. Junior developer. So according to Indeed, job postings for junior developer roles have increased 94% over the past year. With an average salary of around $71,000 per year, these entry-level programs perform basic software development tasks like writing and debugging code and assisting higher-level programmers with more advanced tasks. Junior developers can work on all types of projects, but web development skills and knowledge of C++, for instance, are especially in demand right now, along with many other server-side backend languages like Java, Python, or even more front-end JavaScript. Software QA analyst. Another entry-level development role that is taking off in 2022 is that of the quality assurance tester. They are responsible for finding bugs and glitches and other potential operational errors that occur while using software. They act essentially as a stand-in for the end user, ensuring that the developers are made aware of any issues so they can patch them before the final product is released. Every piece of software, from computer programs to video games, needs to be thoroughly tested before they are released. So there's always a need for QA analysts or engineers. Some can even work from home, earning up to $110,000, although bachelor's degrees in programming or development is typically required. Business and marketing. So while ad campaigns come and go, businesses will always need to have constant need for marketing and promotional material, and employees in this industry are typically well compensated. Market research analyst. Businesses must constantly assess and adjust their strategy to stay relevant and profitable. Market research analyst helps businesses see where to focus their efforts to remain competitive. By analyzing the relevant markets and the actions of their competitors, you can work with the company's management to determine the best path forward based on the products or services that you actually provide. Research analysts typically require a bachelor's degree and have an average salary of around $66,000 per year. Growth marketer. So Indeed reports that job postings for growth marketers have increased 134% since 2019. So it is one of the fastest growing businesses and marketing roles available right now. Like a market research analyst, growth marketers are focused on improving meaning and outreach strategy based on data gathered from research. A growth marketer will have a broad look at a company's marketing strategy in order to make suggestions to improve it and therefore attract more customers. Their average yearly salary is around $86,000. No degree required. So far, we've been discussing fairly specialized fields that not only require training, but typically some form of formal education as well. The good news is that some of the fastest growing jobs today don't require a degree from a college or university. Retail. Perhaps the most glamorous, but certainly the most widely available, retail workers were essential during the pandemic, and as a result have seen some significant improvements in salary and benefits over the last 2 years. Indeed reports that guard retail associate positions have grown the most over the past year, with an increase of 83%. They can expect to earn around $34,000 per year. Wind turbine and solar panel technicians. If you're looking for a hands-on technical job that doesn't require a degree, you should consider looking into the wind and solar power. Technicians are responsible for the installation and maintenance of both solar panels and wind turbines. Given the importance of alternate energy sources and the potential danger that comes with installing the equipment, technicians are well compensated with an average yearly salary of between $45,000 and $60,000. Camp counselor. So this one's a bit of a wild card, but Indeed lists this as the #1 fastest growing job in 2022, with a whopping 209% year-over-year increase of job postings. So I think it's worth mentioning. Camp counselors have the multi-layered job of keeping summer camp participants, typically children or young adults, safe and entertained during their time away from home. Summer camps can be overnight or specific to a certain hobby or activity, so look for roles that exemplify your strengths. Camp counselors can expect to earn around $14 per hour. Other jobs. Real estate assistant or agent. You may have heard that the housing market is red hot right now. There's a lot in the work that goes into real estate, so deserves a mention in this video. Real estate requires a significant amount of training, but no formal education or degree is required. If you want to jump right into real estate, consider becoming a realtor's assistant. You'll get hands-on experience by helping the realtor in person while also learning the ropes. A licensed real estate agent helps clients find their perfect home by locating properties and negotiating deals between buyers and sellers. They also arrange open houses, property viewings, and maintain a database of real estate listings. Integrity engineer. Integrity engineers play an important role in the safety of manufacturing plant and warehouse employees. These engineers are experts on their organization systems, from machinery to plumbing and everything else in between. They analyze potential faults with the equipment used by employees and take steps to repair and maintain it as needed. Playing such an integral role in the safety of others ensures an average yearly salary of around $108,000, although this position does require formal education and a degree. Recruiter. As we start to wrap up this video, I'd like to throw in a vote for my own career choice, recruiting. If there's one thing I hope these videos have made clear, it's that recruiting is a rewarding and lucrative path. Especially these days, when finding a job can be difficult for many, a recruiter can help bridge the gap between employer and candidate, making connections that will last. If you're interested in becoming a recruiter, I suggest going back to check out all my older videos on how to become a recruiter and different recruiting strategies you can use right now. One thing's for sure, this list only represents a fraction of the jobs available. However, these jobs are the ones to look out for this year, as they have experienced more growth than others over the past year. Do you have anything else to add to the conversation or another job that I left out? Make sure you comment down below. Can you think of another job with a strong outlook in 2022? We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you like this video and want to see more like it, feel free to like, subscribe, click that bell. It would really mean a lot. Feel free to also follow me at Preston_Park, as I try my best to also post daily. Thank you again, and we'll see you on the next one.